Hi, and welcome to Kane, maybe again. So today's video is about Arknight contents. So at first and at the second part where I've mostly talked about 3 stars characters. So I think this time maybe I'm going with 6 stars character. So here is 6 stars where when you upgrade them, it will make your life a lot easier. So yeah, let's move on. Okay, so here is 7 operator that I recommend for you to upgrade them in the early game, which will make your life a lot easier. So caution before we get started. There is one character, or you can say operator, that has to elite 2, which is upgraded 2 times before he is just blow your mind. But when you upgrade him, it will make your life easier. You can call it brain dead operator, which is make your life a lot easier. So let's go to the first one. Okay, so let's start with first one, which is Exia. Exia is a 6-star marksman operator that is really good at shooting and area enemies. Why do I recommend her? Well, in the early game there aren't that much of a heavy armor enemy, except for there is only just 1 or 2 types of the heavy armor enemy in the chapter. Is I think around 1 to 6 or 7. So if you upgraded her just to elite 1, which is the first promote, it will change from just a normal operator, you can call it just an upgraded cruise or something like that. It will grant her the second ability, which is shoot 4 times in a row, dealing 110 attack damage with every shot, which is this is just really good at the early game, because there aren't much heavy armor, like I said, and you know, some of them is just really fragile, so you can just use her, just carry you only one 6 stars operator until the mid game. So from early to mid game, she's a really good choice. And when you upgrade her to elite 1, she'll grant a talent as same as Jessica 4 stars, which is fast cartridge, which increase her attack speed. Elite 1 I think would be around 7 or 8, maybe around that. Her elite 1 is just really good itself. So in the early game, go for her. Upgrade it to elite 1 level 30, 40, around that. It's just fine for her, and her stats isn't that bad. She has a lot of attack, so definitely if you have her, go for her. So let's get on to next one. Okay, so here's the second one, which is Mountain. Mountain is a 6 stars fighter operator, which really good in holding lane and survivability. So the reason I really recommend him is because his second skill, when you get him from just elite 1, which is, if I'm not wrong, his defense will minus 30% at level 7, and attack range reduce, which is just in front of him, and he get attacks which is I think is 50%, and block +1, attacked all blocked enemies, which is 2, and restores 5 max HP per second, maybe 7% max HP per second at level 7. So he's a really good lane holder, which is you can just drop him and using second skill, and you just leave him here and he can just hold in early. Even late game we still use him, because his price is just 11 without any potential. It is more worth than just 11 cost, you know. And his talent, which is the first one, is Forceful Fist. There is 20% chance for attacks to deal maybe elite one, it would be 110% damage and reduce the target's attack by, I think elite one is 10 or 9% for 3 seconds, but does not stack. That is good. Just elite one, and he can just doing a lot for you. He has a lot of utilities such as hold lane and survivability. He doesn't need any healer because he can just using his sweeping stance to using his own sustain. You know, the defense minus 30% or 20% is just not that much. You can say in the early game is not that much. He can just clear the mobs. So here is Mountain, the second one. So I think maybe we can go to third operator. Okay, so the third one is maybe some of you can't spell it, so I will spell it for you. Eyjafjalla. So Eyjafjalla is a 6-star core caster, which is deals art damage. Yeah, just deal art damage. This is just, she is a really good, you can call, there is 2 types of caster which I can call. In the first is AoE caster, which is deal area of effect damage, and this one is core caster, deal a single damage to enemy, just as I introduce you at the 3 stars, just like Steward. But this one is different. You can, as same as the 2 operator earlier, you can just elite one her and use her second skills, which is Ignition. Deal 330%. This is level 7, so maybe level, this is elite mastery 3, so maybe level 7 would be around 300%, maybe 280 of attack as an arts damage in the next attack, and deal half damage to enemy around the target, and deal and give them resistance minus 25% for 6 seconds. So in level 7 it can store 2 shots. This is a really good AFK option for you too, because you know she can, her attack speed is much faster than AoE caster, and she just can using the activated skill for just 8 SP. This is mastery 3, so you don't have to mind it. You have only 8 SP to activate it. Is oil recovery, and even furthermore, her talent is all caster operators attack plus maybe 9% when Eyjafjalla is deployed is so good. She gets free attack from her own talent, and even Steward can get buff from her too, which is elite one is so enough. This one is she's gonna blow your mind. You have her, you just make your life easier. So okay, so as same as Eyjafjalla, so here is Golden Glow, which is in the same archetype caster, but this one is make a core caster. So she is a 6-star character, which is a really good in attacking enemy, one single enemy, or she can deal a lot of damage when her drones is proc. So what she can do when elite one her is, the second one is Searching Current. So her skill detail is drone plus 1, and I think level 7 would be 30%, attack plus 30%, and attack range expands, so it expands a lot. So release the drone to attack enemies. The drone is locked into enemy until the enemy is defeated or drone self-destructs, then return to the operator. She has a limited duration, which is you can just, as same as Eyjafjalla or even Mountain, she can just you drop her, deploy her, and wait for her skill to activate. Maybe I think level 7 would be around 80 or 90, so you have to wait for it to recover. So I kind of don't recommend this less. I would recommend it less than Eyjafjalla. But if you have her as a 6-star, you have just only her as a caster, so go for her. And let's look at her Elite 1 talent, which is the Beacon's Wrath. When this unit skill is active, drone have a 10% chance to self-destruct when attacking and then return to herself, and dealing 300% of her attack as arts damage to enemies in a small area, which is maybe around the enemies for, I think it's 4 blocks or something. This one is really good because 300% as arts damage is crazy. So 300% time right now is just her attack is 400 plus 3 is 1200. Arts damage is crazy in the even in the late game is crazy. So this golden glow is a must to go to. So let's move on to the next one. Okay, so next one is Blaze. Blaze is just same as Mountain. She is in guard archetype, which is Centurion. Centurion is attacked all blocked enemies. So even in the early game, you don't elite to her, she can attack 2 enemies and block 2 enemies. But her skill in Elite 1 is just enough, which her skill is attack maybe level 7 is plus 80%, defense plus 25 or maybe 20%, and attack range increase unlimited duration, which is going to increase 1 on her face, which is 2 blocks attack and attack 2 of enemies. She is a lane holder, as same as Mountain, but her cost is really expensive. In the Elite 1 maybe she is 22, which is maybe too high, so I put her here behind the Mountain a lot because she can provide you a lot, but you have to take a risk with the high deployment cost, but she can just survive herself alone. The reason is her talent is when this unit's HP fall beneath 25%, restore 50% HP, so she'll proc 25 to 50 just one time only, and prevents HP from falling under 50% for, I think the first one will be 5 or 3 seconds, which is really good for her because sometimes you don't even need to heal her. She can just hold the lane herself, and when her HP is down to 25%, it will proc to 50 by herself, and she has a defense which is just kind of better than Mountain a little bit, and she just blocked 2 for her naturally off the Centurion, and when you elite to her, she'll block 3, which is crazy if you have her resources. But right up until now, there is a lot of operator, you can call a lane holder operator, that is better than her a lot. So, but even so, in the early game, I somehow recommended her to go for. You can use a skill 1, increase the attack to negotiate 225% at level 7 because it needs 3 SP to attack and dealing. So it's really good to go for her if you have her with just only 1 6-star guard. And let's move on. Okay, next one is Saria. Saria is a 6-star defender, which is in the archetype of a guardian defender. Her specialty is healing, just as same as I recommended, which is spot. The reason that I put her around here because it makes your life easier, but in a different way than that 5 character operator that I've introduced you, because when you elite to her, it's restore the HP of all allies within certain range by 140% of her attack. Maybe level 7 it would be around 100%, which is this skill is a so-so, but this one, the first skill, restore the HP of a nearby allies with less than 50% by 180% of the operator's attack in the next attack, which is herself, and herself is 600 damage, which is provides a heal really good at the early game. But you know, she's the best guardian in the game, even up until now, because she can heal, she can slow, she can heal area effect, she can amplification by her skill. This is so good. And let's look at her talent. The first one is Rhine Charge Suit. For every 20 seconds she Sarah's deployed, her attack plus maybe elite 1 is just 3% and defense 2% stacking to 5 times, which is increase your survivability, increase the healing output. And here it is. This is Sarah. If you have her and maybe you consider her to elite 1 with level 20 or 30, this one is a must go. Last one, this is the most recommended one if you just wait for your resources and you can build him, which is if you doesn't know in the community. And here is the thornification, which is you can just his face is a golden ratio where you can just put his face in anywhere and it fits really well. Here is a thorn, which is a guard in the Lord archetype. The Lord archetype can launch range attack that deals 80% of normal attack, which is just as same archetype as Midnight. So where he's any good is his third skill when you have to elite 2 him, which will cost you from level 1 to level elite 2 level. You can just elite 2 level 1 in the early game, which will cost you around 30 to 400,000 LMD, which is cost a lot, but it repays you more than that. It would take 1 million or more than that. His third skill is Destrezza, and you will always hear him Kore koso ga iberi no Destrezza or etc. This one is attack range expands, attack plus 16%, attack speed plus 25 at this is a E mastery 3, so maybe in the elite 2 skill level 1, which it will be around maybe 30 to 40, and attack speed plus 15, and attack range attacks no longer deal reduced damage, which is doesn't deal 80% of his damage, it will deal 100% of his damage. And upon it takes 30 seconds to using his attack, 15 more, and when you activate it the second time it will be an unlimited duration, and the bonuses are twice as the base amount, which is it will cost you, I think it would be 80%, no, 80% at level 7, and attack speed plus 20 at the second time you activate it, and his range will be as same as the sniper, which is the three blocks in the face of him, and he can even attack the aerial enemy. If you have him, sometimes you doesn't even need a sniper anymore. He's broken a lot. And let's look at his talent, which is nerf corrosion, poisons them the targets when attacking, dealing 125 arch damage to them per second, lasting 3 seconds, and damage is doubled against ranged enemies. So in elite 1 it would be around 80, and his second skill or first skill is useless. I recommend him to go for elite 2. And the second one is Echoes of Ancestral Waves. If this unit has an attack for 2 seconds, restore 3.5 of max HP every second. This one, he can even has his own sustainability, when he doesn't attack and he's in range, so most of the enemy doesn't get in near him, even attacked him. You can just delete it. And his cost is, it takes 20, which is kind of decent, not that much, but he will provide you more than you think. If you have thorns, go for him. Don't even hesitate it. Okay, so here is all for today for the 7 operators that I recommended for you guys in the early game. 6 stars operator in the early game that you must go. Maybe you can go for them, or you can just using 3 or 5 stars at first, but here is my 6 stars recommendation. And yeah, that's all for today. Hope you enjoy my video today, and I'll see you next time. Peace.